In the interest of enhancing public safety, the legislature of the Virgin Islands enacted Chapter 86 of Title 14 of the Virgin Islands Code, the local law governing the classification and registration of sex offenders in the territory. Pursuant to Chapter 86, the Virgin Islands Department of Justice is responsible for the Sex Offenders Registry and for ensuring compliance with the registration requirements.
Once you're convicted as a sex offender, you have to register at the Department of Justice. It is important, of course, to keep the community safe and so that people can be aware that sex offenders are around in the area.
Sex offender registration is a system for monitoring and tracking sex offenders following their release into the community. The registry provides important information about convicted sex offenders to local and federal authorities and the public, such as offenders' name, current location, and past offenses.
An estimate territorial for the sex offenders is 116, about 116, 118.
Knowing that a person in your neighborhood is a registered sexual offender could be a significant factor in protecting yourself, your family members, or persons in your care from possible harm from sex offenders who are registered or required to register in the territory. Who are sex offenders? Persons who have committed criminal sexual offenses.
Just to emphasize sex offender as a whole, sex offender is not only pedophiles. They have sex offenders who commit sex offenses on people who don't give consent.
Sex offenses range from indecent exposure to possession of child pornography to sexual assault and rape. Within 3 business days of arriving at a new location, a registered sexual offender must notify the VI Department of Justice of his/her name, residence, temporary lodging information, vehicle information, internet identifiers, telephone numbers, school information, and employment status. And the requirements are based on the level or tiers.
Tier 1, which is level 1, tier 2, level 2, and tier 3, level 3.
Tier 1 or level 1 basically is traveling to meet a minor or child pornography. Tier 2 or level 2 would be unlawful sexual contact, depending on circumstances. And tier 3 would be rape first degree. But bear in mind that the tiers are dependent on the circumstances of the crime.
Level 1 would be, you would be registering for 15 years, once a year. Tier 2 would be registering for 25 years, every 6 months. And tier 3 is for life. You're on the registry for life and you have to register every 3 months.
Registered sexual offenders in the territory are prosecuted by the Attorney General for either failing to register or not keeping their registration current. And if convicted, the penalty is a fine of not less than $3,000, nor more than $5,000, or imprisonment for not less than 3 months, nor more than 2 years, or both. A team of special agents from the VI Department of Justice, with the assistance of U.S. Marshals and other local and federal agencies, routinely conduct unannounced inspections of registered sexual offenders for the purpose of verifying their locations and other personal information.
So basically on these field checks, we try to partner with local probation officers because some offenders are on probation locally and federally. We also partner with the U.S. Marshals, special agents, of course, from the Department of Justice. And when we go to the field, we basically ask permission first to go into their houses. And if some of them are not allowed to have like Wi-Fi or computers, telephones, we look for things like that.
A non-compliant offender basically is someone who violates their registration requirements. Basically, we go out to the house with a set address and we go and basically the tenant or the neighbor says, oh no, well, they don't live there anymore. So obviously, they did not notify us that they moved. When we do find them, they will be arrested.
In accordance with these registration requirements, the Attorney General of the Virgin Islands is making available to the public through its website information concerning registered sex offenders who reside, attend school, or are employed in the territory.
There is a public website. It's www.voj.vi.gov under the Sexual Registry tab. You can get all information there. You could get what they drive, what they look like, where they live.
This database contains public record information on persons classified as sexual offenders under VI law because of a conviction, a plea of guilty, or a finding of not guilty by reason of insanity by a court of competent jurisdiction for a sex-related crime and/or a specified crime against children. The local registry is linked to a national registry. You can search for sex offenders who are registered by different registration jurisdictions. The Drew Shoden National Sex Offender public website provides the ability to search for registered sex offenders nationwide. To access the website, go to www.nsopw.gov. Public access information about registered sex offenders is intended solely as a means of public protection. Keep in mind, registry information should never be used to threaten, intimidate, or harass another. The registry staff can be contacted in two different ways. The first is to click the Contact Us tab, fill out the form, and click the Submit button. The second is to click the Submit a Tip link while viewing a registered sex offender's detail. When a tip is submitted, information about the offender will automatically be included in the message, so the registry staff knows which offender corresponds with the tip.
If you are a convicted sex offender, please be sure to keep your registration current. Our office hours are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Our telephone number is 340-773-0295 or 340-774-5666.